ကြမယ် quarter strike batting tip တွေပေးပါတယ်နော်အခုဖန်ပြန်ရောက်နေတယ်ဖန်ပြန်ရောက်နေတယ်ပြန်လာတာမကြသေးဘူးမလုပ်ပါဘူးအဲ့ဒီအလုပ်ရပင်ပန်းလို့နေပါဘူးဒီလိုပဲဂျာတော့ဒိတ်လေအခုမှနည်းနည်းပြန်စပြီးတော့လုံးလို့လေပြန် try နေ
A new day and a new stage here in Austin, Texas for the major. It's stage 3, Hugo. We made it all this way, and now we're only left with the creme de la creme of Counter-Strike teams.
Exactly. I mean, this used to be just the major, Harry. Top 16, what it all mattered, what you all played for, where you got your stickers. Nowadays, we let everyone in, but we've cut them out. We've thinned the herd, and now we've gone to a near final stage of the major to find out who is really the top dog, who is going to be going through to the playoffs in that Moody Center. That's what it's all about here this week. And we have more Swiss BO3s and BO1s to get you there as well. We've got a whole day of bangers, a whole new set of teams that have been waiting, watching for these matches to come up, and of course welcoming in the likes of Vitality, Spirit, G2, Mouse, Aurora, Mongols, Na'Vi and Liquid up against the challengers that we saw grind through that previous, or in some cases even 2 previous stages. We have a lot of BO1s to kick off today, 8 matches to find out where we're going and who's going home.
Yeah, and I think there's some real fire games on here as well, right? Legacy, one of the teams that stunned their way through stage 1, not even supposed to be here, managed to get through stage 2, 3-0. They're playing Vitality, very first game of the day. That's over on the A stream. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled on that one.
Yeah,
but what else stands out?
No,
Hang on,
I'm not letting you move on.
no.
I'm letting you move on. What you've been calling the upset, Harry?
Well,
You've been calling the
I've
vibe
just been
victory.
saying, the vibe victory could come through.
Okay.
It's a huge streak for Vitality, but their streak is in BO3s and BO5s exclusively.
Yes.
Legacy coming in red hot, 2 stages under their belt. Great vibes. These guys peaking right now. I don't know, anything's possible in a BO1.
Anything is possible, Harry.
Apex even admitted it much in his interviews about Stage 3, saying, we haven't had to play any BO1s. Anything can happen. You lose a pistol round, you lose 2 pistol rounds. Suddenly everything is in jeopardy.
I 100% agree. I like the way you're framing it. We'll see if that comes through. That's the first game of the day. On the other stream, we have Miles VP, and we have many more matches to worry about as well. Is there anything sticking out to you, Harry? Is there any one game other than the Legacy match you're looking forward to today?
I think the Livision Liquid one could be really, really sick as well. I think that's going to be, I think it's going to be like a very close BO1 as far as they go.
Well, let's keep our eye on that. We're not the only ones with things to say. We had some player interviews as well, caught up with them before the game, so let's see what's up.
Now, Fame, it was a very strong result from Virtus Pro when we look back at Stage 2. Why do you feel like you were able to pull off such a solid result going 3-0?
I think it's not that, hard, because best of 2, you need to win 2 best of 1, and after that, just only 1 best of 3, so every team can do it. We just had a perfect day 1, we won 13-2, 13-3, I think. We were in a good individual shape, individual form, and I hope we managed to keep this form to the Stage 3. So we're gonna see today.
I just had the pleasure of catching up with Torzy as well from Mouse and posed the question about facing you guys in the first best of 1. He said he had some practice against you guys. You guys look really solid, but he's still very confident in the individuals. How do you view Mouse at the moment coming into Stage 3?
I think Mouse is one of the best teams in the world right now. We know this guy is really good. We respect. We have mutual respect, I think, and I think. This game is gonna be about who wake up better, and we're gonna see today. It's gonna depend on our individual form and everything, how we woke up, everything. So we just hope for the best.
Where do you think Virtus Pro has the edge over Mouse at the moment?
Edge?
Yeah, where do you think you're better than them at the moment?
I don't know what to say.
I mean, Torzy said he feels like the individuals on Mouse are better than Virtus Pro. Yeah.
Okay, we got better individuals. That's my opinion. Yeah, we're gonna see today.
Excellent, thank you so much and good luck.
Hello?
Now, Torzy, I was just reading your interview with HLTV, or the short snippet of it, where you discussed, for you guys, it was a good idea to go back to Europe between Dallas and coming into Austin. What did you guys get up to in that time?
Yeah, in that time we had some free time, obviously, to refresh ourselves, but also we had a boot camp in the Mouse headquarters. It was really good boot camp. Obviously, I also said in the interview the first few days was not the best, but after that we stepped up, and I think we got a lot out of it. So yeah.
Anything particular that you were focusing on, having had a few tournaments to go off of now, any particular improvements that you were looking at?
Yeah, we were looking a lot at the beginning of the games, that we are sharp, because obviously we know we have to face BO1s in the first day, and it's really important that you have a good start, I think, because on BO1 you can sleep. So we were focusing in like the first 4 rounds, the first 20 seconds of the rounds, because it's really important that you have clear freeze time, clear communication, and things like this. So yeah.
Speaking of those best of 1s at hand, first opponent, what are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, we play Virtus Pro. I think they actually on the officials they play pretty decent when we prepared. They had some good stuff. So yeah, I think we still have a lot of advantages versus them, because I think we are just better individually and also as a team. So yeah, I expect a win from us.
I love that confidence, Torzy. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mouse versus Virtus Pro. Harry Russell, who has better individuals?
Oh, I mean, you would say Mouse. You would say Mouse on paper. Right now, meant to be coming into this as kind of the second top dog. Mouse very much aware of what's on the line here as well, that they are, especially with teams like Falcons not making it through the last stage, one of the big challenges to Vitality. And so that puts them in a powerful position and a need to do well here on the first day of stage 3.
I like the
right? This one day decides everything about your run into the playoffs, into the Moody Center. If you find yourself winning 2 BO1s, you are in such a powerful position to try and go through.
I like Fame's acknowledgement of, this game is about who shows up on this early morning and performs and has the gas in them to stay in it all day and play a BO1 later, and boom, suddenly you're 2-0. You're sitting pretty, and it's interesting to hear him say that because he was that guy last stage. He was playing incredibly well. Like he said, 2 BO1s, 13-2, 13-3 over OG and Bait. They stopped their way through day 1. They finished day 2 onto Pain, and this team went straight through top 3-0, top of the stage into this one as well. This is your reward for that victory, VP. You play one of the biggest and best teams in the tournament. It's MOUZ, who, well, again, I don't even want to say anything's guaranteed in BO1 because VP have been playing. MOUZ coming in cold. Sure, they've been pracking, but the officials are a different situation. So, it is on who shows up at the end of the day. And VP are annoying. They're such a bipolar team. They can make playoffs of any tournament. They can bomb out last place. It's such a hard team to read. But if they're feeling good and they're riding the high of a stompy stage 2, who's to say they couldn't take down MOUZ today?
It was also nice hearing, Electronic kind of credit his development as an IGL and trying to big himself up, which was cool. Instead of, focusing on the challenges that have come with it, it was him in like a more confident mindset of, I've grown a lot, I've matured a lot, and that's why you're going to see a better look at it.
Wasn't he saying this is my best calling? Like I'm on form there. And actually, I think some of his individuals are looking really, really good. Icy, we were like, I wouldn't say we're calling him a choker, but we were saying he's a player who we've seen kind of struggle in consistent output.
It felt like really he was one of these AWPers that would hit a bunch of the wild shots but would miss the easy ones that you absolutely have to be hitting.
He's been super reliable in this tournament, so that's actually a really nice sign for VP. The Fame and Flit duo finding a lot of impact as well. I'm excited to see if VP have it in them right now because we're giving them a lot of attention because we don't know what to expect from MOUZ. Have they refreshed things? How's Brolin looking as an in-game leader? This is a MOUZ who have made many finals, a MOUZ who have lost to Vitality many times. Electronic is feeling very good. They're laughing, Harry. The vibes, the VP vibes, they're out there. MOUZ may be favourites on the odds, but VP have that chemistry.
Electronic is very easily identifiable by his laugh. He has the deepest voice ever, but then the laugh of a garden imp, and so it's cool. I really like it. But it seems like VP are coming into this with a good energy this morning. We've seen as well, Toshi did that interview talking about how back in the boot camp they just had, and he spoke about it a little bit in the interview right at the start of this series. He actually said the first few days weren't good, but then the last few days were great. So kind of a polarizing boot camp, but one where they had to build up as it went on, which is nice. At least there was that recovery coming into this feeling kind of good. You wouldn't want all your practice to suck on the run up to the opening games in stage 3 where 2 BO1s so heavy-handedly decide your fate at the major.
At the same time, there's always this correlation where it's some of the teams who say Prac is going horribly go out and win the event, and then the teams that go, have been destroying everyone in Prac, they bomb out in groups, right? It's happened so many times across the years, especially at majors. So you can never be safe. Nothing is guaranteed. Another day of Swiss BO1s. We're cutting the cheese, Harry. We're putting the holes in. Or maybe MOUZ are. We'll find out. It's Mirage, it's a BO1, and it's MOUZ taking on Virtus Pro. Love to see the energy, getting your head in the game. For a VPT side, what's that look like?
Very quickly, we're going to get answers to the form that MOUZ are arriving in. Seen Virtus Pro have to grind their way through stage 2 already. VP have their eyes set on this A play. Now's they're going to lose Brolin early on back in the connector. There is aggression in the downtime. They double pushed ramp, but they're noisy on this push. And that's heard by these players up in Palace. So VP have the info. They also have that first incision up through the connector. Brolin out of the round.
Ooh, Electronic plays quite early. Jimmy's still here. That's the bomb loose. Player under the balcony needs his kill right now. VP want to flood this bomb site. They do it from the connector side. Icy hits his and follows up. So VP take the pistol. Even though somehow the Lurk is the first player to die out in the B bomb site, VP have no problem rerouting on that bomb. Xerxon trying to hunt it down on the ramp. They won't let it happen. Good shots from Icy with the P250. Always see him on those, on the pistols.
Oh my god.
So VP take the 1-0 lead. And I expect Mouse to force. VP heading straight to that B bomb site. Electronic keeping it simple. Only Jimpat here. It's a bit too quiet, isn't it? Something's going on. Mouse don't want to break this setup. And Fame keeps them here with a bit of a fake. I can get an Electronic up catwalk with a con smoke. Info lost in middle for Mouse. They don't know numbers. They're about to find out.
Yeah, Jimmy spots one in the apartments as well. Penny's going to start to drop now for Mouse. They start bringing players over. Push still hasn't arrived yet. Jimmy start to trickle on through now. It's Flamus able to find him, getting out through the apartments. VP move in. This might just be the save for Mouse. Only one man actually in the site, dealt with straight away. No option to go any further. They're just going to run back this force by one more time in the next round.
It's really patient for VP. If they just go for a B pop and they're going through that smoke and, you know, within 20 seconds of the round beginning, you know VP are rushing. I think Mouse are going to hard rotate. They're going to bring 3 players through kitchen. They're going to be fighting. But instead, VP make them doubt it. They throw that mid-retake util late in the round. Mouse then don't want to shuffle. And Jimmy found with nothing means no temptation for Mouse to go for it. VP on the board early. And look to continue on this run, but Mouse have saved their guns. So this eco is still threatening. Mouse a team where a lot of ideas come from a lot of different players. It's not just the Brolin show. You'll hear Xerxon calling his shots a lot. Corsi, extremely vocal player, not just on his own gameplay, but talking about the money, the big picture, things to expect. So their comms are always interesting, Mouse. Get out under. It is theirs. One here.
Gonna try and move in up through the catwalk, but Mouse are set up here with 2. Player ready to help down in the connector. This won't be plain sailing for Virtus Pro. Fights come their way. 5-7 gonna line up 1. And this ends in a 3-on-3. This little skirmish for mid doesn't go the way VP wanted.
Flamus is out B. VP have a lot of control. Mouse trying to stop him from escaping, but that AK gets scavenged. and Fame gets out alive. So with Flamus having this position, even if the realization for Miles might not be enough. Bomb getting planted, no kit to stop this one. Double cat is nice. But are they going to get given the fights they so desperately need? Yes, they will. Icy Warbang, careful, buddy. He's just gone from the round. Miles are in with a chance.
Everyone's so low on Mouse. Still, that kills enticed him to go for it. Fame with nearly full HP, holding onto this cross. They make it past underneath it. Tries to play this a little bit later. So much time having ticked off this bomb. VP just playing it safe as can be.
They know they've won it. That Molly done it. Off the bomb, they check. And no stress here for Virtus Pro in the post plant. Looking to clean house. It's perfectly done. The wallbang was insane. Icy was just getting bullied through bench, but as soon as that Molly lands, Mals know they've lost it. No kit, no util on that half buy. So VP, really good start to this game. B-Luck for Flamus goes a long way in that round. In the round, VP were fighting 5 middle initially. Torchy's orb is in play, so is Icy's. Dodge flashes on ramp. To be fair, it is very quiet, but it's a late mid-take here for VP. That volley is crazy. What a read for Fame, or Flit rather. The Brolin's up close on ramp. Pushes it back into the box side. VP get that mid-control they desire.
Yeah, even a boost up into the window here. Not a play that Mouse are aware of yet.
Oh, that's such
That smoke spam coming through, extending this lead even further. Quickly flipped back around. That's Flamus through the window. Missed shot for the Torchy Orb, but that's been punished. Electronic put a lot of bodies. So VP have to make a play for it. Flamus left up in this clutch. Spinks has the edge, has the advantage. 3 kills deep in the round. Strong position out on the catwalk and only needs to land 1 bullet. This is a round teed up for Spinks.
Just moved far enough away. Spinks right now. Can Spinks read this one before the plant comes in? I don't know if there's time. 6-5, he's not got it. Oh dear, Flamus gave it a go with a 20-second run away. Not fancying his odds, and I don't blame him for not going con. But that's not going to work out, is it? It's not going to be a round win. Maybe just had to take the fight on the headshot angle. Well played for Spinks for not overplaying it in middle, didn't come in swinging. You'll take it. Thanks, I guess. Flamus 7-0. Could be feeling it. Oh, not anymore. Wall-banged on the B-bomb side. Oh dear.
Kind of a brutal way to lose your space-taking top performer. Spammed out right at the start of the round. His jumping's heard the entire time. And so at any moment, Flick can decide to play his hand. The jumping stopped, and so Flick will make his move now. Torchy holds the cross, baited in. By that play. Spinks gonna catch Fame out in top mid. Mao's starting to regain some control over this map. This one looks to go their way far more dominantly. See if Icy and Electronic can make it interesting, but they're worlds apart right now. And so a ways away from being able to really get anything going here. Bunch of awkwardness right off the top of this round for Virtus Pro. It started with that spam kill onto Flamus. Flit baited into a peak and Fame dead out in middle.
Just be a combat save here. Doesn't look like this one's going to go anywhere fast here for VP. awkward round. Really doesn't help that your first player just gets spammed through the B-wall. Whatever you had in mind is out the window at that point. And VP are paying the price for that missed 1v1 immediately. No money now, waiting on loss bonus.
ငါတော့30ကျော်ပြီး30ကျော်ရင်မမယူခဲ့ပြီလား
Because there's multiple streams here, we're in stage 3 now. I think I'm gonna come in with little updates as to what's going on the other stream. But I'll give you fair warning. I'll say, you know, mute for spoilers if you don't want to know. This is the warning, by the way. So it's Vitality versus Legacy going on over on the other stream right now. That's our other opening game, and currently Legacy in the lead.
Okay, yeah.
But it's very, very early days. We're gonna keep a watchful eye on it.
It is on Inferno, which in a BO1 is pretty wild. Vitality. But they should be winning on any map, really, shouldn't they?
ဒီအရှိတော့အစားရဲ့မိဘတွေရဲ့
Play with a bit more tempo over here towards Rap, but they've been blocked. The early days have slowed their roll even more.
Yeah, see, the power smoke comes down, it doesn't block ramp, but they know that just means all A players are funneled on the ramp. So they don't want to just walk into the setup immediately. Because this one's stacked up. Now's not playing heavily for middle. Speaks just to the ladder side. Out ramp. Well, she's still scouting. The economy these days. VP move through. Slowly splitting this A bomb side by the looks of things. And then trying to get ramp full side. They boost over the smoke. I like this play, but right now not betting anything. VP want to try and boost window. The Sphinx is still waiting up in the top there. Electronic keeping attention. 40 seconds. VP got to go soon.
လက်ဆက်တော့မိဘတွေရဲ့ထောင်းမှုပေါ့
Not even watching the Mouse going to crunch middle. VP are never going to make it up for him.
Head on with the Sphinx. You hope that doesn't come back to haunt them. More kills coming out now. One of the players down in cart. 20 seconds.
Gotta go.
Bot makes it out. Electronic lands the jump up in the ladder room, and so he's going to make it into this B site. Dicey rather makes it in with this bomb. And so Torshi left to the extremities. This fight that takes place over in middle, mostly pistols, flit from the window, carves a path into this round for Virtus Pro. Mouse door, they were about to end this round in mid.
Walk forever, man. You've already lost half the timing and you're still walking up catwalk. Player in the window might be able to just backstab of Torshi. It's his info, and there it is. Icy with a block. That's the round. Nothing Torshi can do about it. That's a 2-on-4 where Flick just gets a double out of nowhere. And Icy follows up. Mouse's mid-crunch looked so good, and then they overplay their hand. They swing back out con again. Backstab by Icy.
Hello.
What a disaster.
That's such a gift of a round for VP to pick up, right? It felt like their goose was cooked. They were getting denied this mid space. They're getting slowed down. Mao's even about to crunch mid with util. That's already around the VP lacking the firepower in. You have a bunch of guys on low econ investments here, just kind of cobbling together what they can. Glock kill in the mix. But it's Flit from the window that bails them out. An important multi-kill round from Flit. And VP maintain this early lead. Now in a position where they can even break Mouse's money. That would give them so much control over the early stages of Mirage. Nearly catching Jimmy on the jump. Even this is a high pressure way for the round to open. It's forced the reaction out of Mouse, made them a little weaker over here in middle, pulled the ult back. Jimmy's also had to dump all his util just in case they aggroed on the back of that.
Watch will Mouse try and make up for this though, because they shuffled B side for the early setup, but now it's gone quiet. So you feel like it's a Mouse still their space, 2B, 1 ladder. Josh is going to get a go
တို
at
က်
this.
ပြေးထုတ်လိုက်တာကို YouTube မှာလုပ်တာကောင်းလား Twitch မှာလုပ်တာကောင်းလားဆိုတာမိတ်ဆွေရဲ့အဲ့လိုအချက်ပေါ်မူတည်ပါတယ်
Do look interested.
streaming လုပ်စစ် internet ကိုဘယ်လောက် speed လောက်တော့ရမလဲ
Fame in the window. Torshi in the VAPs. VP are not going to make it in easily. 30 seconds, the backstab denied. This was triple B from the get-go anyway. Oh, not a single fight in this round. The Mouse just win them all. And VP may have had that early start to this game, but now in the gun round,
Yeah.
the Mouse starting to show their prowess.
That's such an important way for Mouse to win this round, right? Getting out with 5 alive as well. This is right as their money was going to get broken. That would have given VP such a huge leg up. So this has come through clean, crisp, everything you could want from the Mouse camp. And at a critical juncture at that.
Hearing Borkalalo in the back.
With good reason.
Is that a good sign?
That's a good sign for Legacy.
Oh God, I kind of no. I mean, you called it right, but that's kind of insane. Let's let Vitality warm up before we get too worried, right? It's going to be a big stage here with some bigger games. It's really a back and forth head to head. She's starting to take control of the map. Him and Spinks. Pivotal positions. VP is still unashamedly slow on this T side. Not running quick executes. Always retaking mid late in the round. This time they go back to A.
ငါဘယ်နိုင်ငံမှာနေရဆိုတာသိလား
Execute ready to go.
Util in. Only enough to throw in this exec once, so they've got to go now through these smokes in at ramp. They'll make it out through Palace as well. Over the site taken, Electronic even making a move on close, but it's sorted out there. And so a double swing. Spawn getting taken away, running through Torshi. They find their way onto an AWP here. Exertions backstab nets them one more, but this AWP has been retrieved. Flamus be able to put it to work. First kill coming in for Flamus. He's 9-3 right now. He's got Fame tucked in close on this Glock. The AWP providing cover. Flamus hits another. As they try to take the spawn away, Flamus' job not yet done. Swing out from the Glock. The AWP closes the distance. Flamus doing everything. 4 kills deep in this round. This is Pistols for Virtus Pro, picking up the dub. Lead not given over. Flamus on his feet.
He crashed. I don't know what happened. He left the server. He crashed. He couldn't save the AWP. I mean, he won the round. He'll take it, but he loses the AWP in the process. And that 1v1, he DC'd. I don't know if he did something or if he just got unlucky, but hey, screw it. You want a full block eco, you're rich. That was a couple of pistol upgrades. Barely Kevlar and some smokes over the A-bomb side. Torshi had no support. Think about those retakes on CT on this map. How often, especially on an anti-eco, do you see a team grouping CT to retake together as a unit? They don't do that, Mouse. They abandoned Torshi at his time of need. He gets pushed. He was low health before he even got back to spawn. And Flamus runs him down. It's one thing to run it down, it's another thing to go on. With 4 kills. That moment of realization.
မြန်အိပ်ပျော်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ရမလဲ
Extract maximum
Yeah, I
value.
get that. He would have lived.
Yeah.
I'm not behind it.
I don't know how to deal with this.
No, I'm glad I don't make that choice, but he would have lived. Unlucky if not, but bright side, regardless of what happens, he's 11-3. They're 5-3 up. I like his selling well. I've never seen a player convince an admin to drop AVP. Never seen that in my life. It's the first time for everything. put to the test.
ညံကောင်းကိုလောက်ရမယ်မညံကောင်းကိုလောက်ရမယ်
Will they have been be generous?
ညံကောင်း
This
ကိုအ
is
ချက်
wild.
ဦးနောက်ကိုကြည့်ကြလောက်ဖြစ်ဖို့လိုအပ်ပါတယ်ဥပမာပဟေလီဖြည့်ရှင်းတာတို့စာဖတ်တာတို့အသက်အစာတင်ယူတာတို့လုပ်နိုင်ပါတယ်ကျမရည်နဲ့ညှို့တဲ့အစာအသောက်စားသုံးတာနဲ့လုံလောက်စွာအိတ်ဆက်လာယူတာပုံမှန်လေးချိကလောက်တာဖြစ်ပါလေဦးနောက်ရဲ့လုပ်ငန်းစုံ
I'm going to give another update on the Legacy versus Vitality. Why am I panicking, bro? I'm running away with this.
I mean, do you want this upset? I mean, you call it
You don't necessarily always want the visions you see, you just get them.
မဟုတ်ပါ
Like
ဘူး
that's a
နောက်
Raven.
ကောမန့်ပြောင်းရှာပြီးပါ
Do you want it?
I don't know, you made it too hard. Like, I think,
Do you hear those yells in the background? That's not vitality.
no, it's not. They're getting wrecked by Legacy right now.
Oh dear.
They are getting kind of bodied.
Legacy 3-0 again.
ကဘာပေါ်မှာ
It's wild, but it could happen.
Come
It's
on,
the
come on,
perfect
come on.
storm. Like, they are in, like, off the charts levels. There's no kind of history where you can go and look at Legacy and be like, oh, yes, of course, this all makes sense, this all tracks. They've hit their top level at the major, and that's, that is
ကဘာပေါ်မှာ
the whole thing about majors. That's what all these top teams are going to be talking about. You want to be peaking at the major.
Well, no free all for Flammers, but VP off the back of a full eco win have set themselves up nicely on this T side. Mouse money on the line goes both ways as VP lay up the same execute.
တချို့ကတန်ဆိုလို့ထားတဲ့
Well, she's all going to be in the right place. The util here designed to make his life miserable. He's left with no choice but to play through or give up. They'll concede this control. They lose a player in the side, but exertions help keep things even.
Ooh, Banker. A lot of control here for VP. I mean, they're pulling Gate out, they're pulling Bomb out. They know they've got this space with the triple smoke tape.
ဘုံကပူ
So
ပြီး
blind, staring at the corner. Can VP press their way back into more success? Mouse are waiting patiently. Great shot for Electronic. He's stepping up. 2 kills for the captain. Might just put this one down. Mouse, do they get given the kills? Torshi won't. He gives it up. Even escaping is no guarantee. VP want this orb, and they want it out of his hands. Going so much to plan for VP every single round. What a 2v4 on a gun round. What a full eco.
မင်းတို့ဖွေကြတာကကောင်းတော့ပြောမယ်ဒါပဲလမ်းမကောင်းတော့
It's not only the T-side of Bill, Electronics been out putting more as an individual.
Yeah. And you feel like that makes a large degree of sense. Like, if he's feeling good in his calling, he feels like he's making the right reads, and his teammates are responding to things the way that he anticipates and expects, they feel they're on the same page way more. He's got to focus less on the micro moves. It feels like things are just flowing for Virtus Pro, which is a nice feeling. This is a squad that sometimes have like these jarring momentum breaks in games. It feels like Cloud having to take things out just to really clarify how these rounds are supposed to be playing. But it's not the VP you've had here. It's all very fluid, very quick to adapt. And that usually comes with better comms, everyone feeling like they're on the same page. You just know what your teammate's going to do ahead of time. Yeah, this is a convincing lead put together for Virtus Pro early on. Every kind of point break round, the one that makes all the difference, the one that breaks you through and kind of starts chaining rounds together, those have been victories for VP. And whenever they've been the team kind of put in that position, staring down the barrel of low money, they've found ways to break through. And so they've got a very handy lead over this game right now. Nerve-wracking times for the Mouse squad, who are in this, belly-up position on the CT side. Your most vulnerable spot where you can get reset every single time you're losing around. VP are being very punishing, very active at hunting down these saves. So they've rarely got to come through for the Mouse squad.
3 rounds that Mouse have won have all come off the back of just surviving the clock, right? VP giving it up, not liking their odds, so... It's not like Mouse are winning decisive rounds right now. In this one, not even a kid. Mouse are going to do more with less. maybe he feels like he's cleared it, but there are 2 players there. Meanwhile, something in throw into the B-bomb side. Flammers keeps the attention up, and Mouse know they've hit the gap. Flit checking that position. Mouse will start to rotate. If I'm Mouse, I'm stacking B right now. I'm just doing it off of this control. And the bomb is heading there. Searching that 3rd piece into the B-bomb site. Fortunately, considering Palace, but that's not the case. And Mouse have BP red like a book. If you can't win this round, Mouse, it was never meant to be. His backstab on Icy should be well timed.
Gonna be close, but I think Brolin's got this. Catches Icy for free, and now VP aware that this is info Mouse possess. Lit up by Exertion, they're stuck in the right place. And this round looking to peter out for Virtus Pro. They can't break through this 3-man B-hold. Just left in it, and Exertion's gonna silence him.
I mean, we saw so well how that happened. That was just Flit checking ramp, not clearing close, and because Mal's had that info, they go, hey, he's not pushed off that drop, let's flank, let's try and flush him out. And that gives them the perfect B stack, and it immediately becomes obvious to VP when they get shot here at the back. Oh, they're top mid. They're probably B stack. And VP had no time to go anywhere else. And Mal's are looking for 5, which would be fine. Call it a warm-up.
Well, they were ready for that boost up. Huge opener from Flammers, who's coming in this game. Switch on, Exertion has caught Electronic on the mid push. That's 1 kill back the other way. The one thing that's open here for Virtus Pro, they get these kills found over. Oh, never mind. Icy's alleviated a lot of pressure there with that.
Back up mid.
The aggression from Exertion. That's desperate times calling for desperate measures here, right, Mouse? Even though they reclaim one of these kills, they still feel kind of frozen in place in that 3-on-4. Looking for info, has dug the hole deeper. Brolin's got out and re-cleared middle. That's something for the Mouse squad. This is all about doing a lot with a little here for Mouse. Piecing ahead of info where they can. And that's at least put them in the right place. 2 players locked in at this A site. Question becomes to VP, do they let this B-Lurk play first?
It's out. Now they may as well freeze. Get those smokes in and stop and let
Yeah,
Flammers
bomb's
play.
going back.
Okay, full reset.
Oh no, it changed his mind.
I think it's fine. You just have to let Flammers play. You have to let them get the backstab before you commit here. And even if they do go first, Flammers will be pretty well timed to shut down the round inside of the Molotov. VP are just finding the kills. They don't seem to care. It doesn't matter. 8-4 on the half. A beautiful T side. VP winning all the BS rounds they can and starting strong in the BO1s yet again.
I mean, it's the prestige of majors that make them so great. This is the top of the Counter-Strike mountain. It's where every professional player wants to win. It's where you get to be immortalized in the game and everybody's watching. In a major environment, the level just gets turned up to 11. The extra pressure that's added in those situations is when you get to really see who's the top of the crop. This is where you're either going to crumble under the pressure or you're going to stand up and then become immortalized in Counter-Strike history for doing it on the biggest of stages for the biggest of trophies. The major just turns everything up on the level. When anybody thinks about Boston, the Stewie moment is the most iconic. The scoreline was FaZe and Nico and Carrigan, right, was in that final, but it has to be Stewie beat.
Stewie's on his way, but look at the time! Look at 117 for the bomb! Left one to Pyramid, but it's no more play! Stewie's on the roll! We go to overtime!
Comeback on Moto, without a doubt. The crowd behind their boys, Cloud9, the organisation that's been flying the flag in the country for the longest time. They're down there against FaZe, the superstar. It's the underdog story. The crowd, just that fever pitch, goosebumps, that type of a final, the way that one unfolded, that's Counter-Strike. From a big picture perspective, I think it's great to see as many countries that have been dominant in Counter-Strike also have a really big turnout in terms of a crowd. I think that's a very, very positive sign. So having the fresh turnout in full force and we have the tournament. In terms of the bracket and the teams to qualify, this is where you hope that Counter-Strike is, speaking for itself. The teams who got there, they deserve to be there. They were the best at their time in those moments. Vitality, they'll never forget that, especially when you have one of the absolute greatest to ever touch Counter-Strike inside with lifting his first major. And he's still riding the history books right now where this can go. Who knows how far they can push it, because at the moment no one can stop Vitality. So if you look back, sure it was 2 years ago, but it's the start of Vitality that we know today. I think the turnout for Austin is getting packed to the rafters. The North American crowd always brings the energy. They're going to make some noise. They're an active crowd. 30 in a row at the series. Surely someone's going to take that away from them. If they don't, is it an undefeated run and a crazy combination of the season? You've got Falcons towering up, you've got Mountain Spirit was still in the conversation, then you've got FaZe with Simple, which is Gamble, the Century. There's another one storyline going into this. Did you get more
Virtus Pro leading the charge here in day one of stage 3. Handy lead right now over this Mouse squad. It wasn't until, kind of the midpoint of the half Mouse started putting some rounds on the board, but VP very swiftly able to return. Felt like all the momentum swing rounds went the way of Virtus Pro. So now they move over onto the CT side. A pistol round will put them well on their way to a clean finish to open up stage 3.
Today it was a question of who's coming in hot, who's coming in cold, and the answer looks pretty clear right now. VP winning a lot of man-down rounds. Fast B play, but that smoke is a problem, and Icy can just pop him through it. They drop into his jewelries, he finds a double, and that is the bomb gone as well. Mouse are not breaking through this pistol. Mouse may be falling in Mirage. Electronic, presumably happy. Smiles around for VP as they make a mockery of Mouse on Mirage. Looks like they lost. Is he asking, what are they doing, Harry?
I'm not too good at reading people, but I'm really bad at reading electronic.
I mean, look, I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but let me get ahead of myself. Like, if VP make a run here in the major, what does that even say? We've been seeing this electronic project, electronic in-game leader, fail, fall flat on its face when you consider the level of players he's had to play with over the years. And in multiple losses, in multiple iterations, with multiple stars, Electronic has been unable to make it work. And right now we're looking at a VP that is red hot, and sure, they stopped stage 2. You can say the level of opposition wasn't great then, but if they can do it here against Mouse, if they can keep that up into potentially even the playoffs in Austin, that's a complete rewrite of the narrative for Electronic. And for a firepower full roster that we felt like wasn't achieving its potential. Right now this team is. How long till the gravy train runs out of gravy, Harry? That's what they say. Guess we'll never know.
We'll find out soon enough. I don't know. I was trying to think of another way. I didn't even really know what you meant by that. I'll be honest.
When do they stop winning?
Well, that's a good point. Mouse.
I'll tell you what, let's be a day out. How's it okay?
That's a good point. Mouse will now provide an answer.
Hello, speed name.
That's a good point. Mouse will now provide an answer to that. It's a gnarly shot for Spinks to pick up. Turn to sender.
Oh my god. How could he? Yeah, I was gonna say, I felt like Spinks could take the shot.
He didn't do it.
Didn't take the shot.
So Spinks gets out.
Okay, 5v3. Mouse have got to collapse on this B bomb site. There's still 2 players in position. Fame getting boosted up. Oh, this could be cheeky. They might not expect this. Does he play deep in the smoke? Jump up on the side? Fame with the chance to do something dastardly in this B apartment.
Oh, re-smoke as well.
He sees them, but Jimmy still gets that kill. And I think they can realize Electronic is here. That smoke didn't come from Fame. Can Mouse piece it together? Scope her close. Jimmy motor mouth, he's calling that along. Both CTs are here and Mal's still not committed. I'm not worried yet, but...
I mean, this would have to be a truly gnarly 2v5, and this backstab should seal the deal. Brolin, unexpected, Mao's lending him enough time on the flank to come on in and disrupt that B hold.
Okay, chance to dance in this game now given to Mao's. Breaking VP's money at a pivotal time. Very stubborn Virtus Pro who went back for the apartment's control twice over. They pay that price. If that smoke bloomed earlier and actually blocked the B play, this could have gone very wrong for Mouse. VP with the tech.
Now y'all do. Now they are blue, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Y'all do it, brother.
Oh, during the tag. I'm going to come through with another A-Stream update. Once again, if you don't want it spoiled, now's the chance to mute. That chance has just expired. Over on the A-Stream, it's Legacy taking on Vitality. Vitality on a 30-match win streak, dominant form, unquestionably the best team in the world right now, versus a squad that weren't even supposed to be here is the tagline associated with Legacy, grinding all the way from stage 1 through stage 2 flawlessly, arriving in stage 3, playing the best team in the world. Hugo, they're currently 11-3 up.
Oh, VO1 on Inferno.
11-3 lead.
Why Inferno? That's what I don't get. That feels
30-match win streak about to end for Vitality.
In the map everyone's getting upset on, and sure, Vitality are almost undefeated on that map. Only a loss to Falcons, our rivals, really this year. And yeah, that's still a crazy, crazy result. Not just the result, but how dominant it is. 11-3. What an insane world we're living.
And also at 11-3, the round they just won was the Force in round 2 from Vitality.
Right.
So now Vitality are forcing till the end of the game.
Which apparently won't be far away.
Oh my god.
Dude.
They're gonna lose the win streak to Legacy on this insane run at the Major. Started all the way in stage 1 for that Legacy team.
Started before the event. Started in the embassy.
And they got here not even like on merit, through happenstance, and they managed to grind through stage 1, stage 2, and now looking to take down number 1, unquestionable best.
Era team
in a dominant fashion.
The team that is supposed to win this major. There's no Falcons to stop them. There's no other team that has come close to beating them in a final. Sure, Mouse have definitely improved. Mouse have looked like that next piece. But it's a day of upsets, Harry. It's a day of underdogs. It's the goddamn major.
Wow. Okay, that's what's happening over at the A-Stream. My goodness. Over here, Tech Pause over. Mouse versus VP rages on, and it's more success for these teams from stage 2. Virtus Pro holding a big lead. But a gap can start to close here, with Mouse securing that last round. If they can go on a streak, they're going to break VP's money early, and that gap will start to close up quickly. This is Mouse's chance to bring themselves back into this opening game.
What have they got? It's now or never. Gotta wait that molly before you boost ladder, but they still look interested. And before the boost comes in, Zerschen's in position. He's done it again, same round, same result onto Flit. 5v4, one of the 2 rifles ruffled here for VP, and they've just got to stack. B site is the right site, and they have the second M4 in position on bench, so let's see if VP can hold the fort.
Rolling in, traded by Fame, but living on a timer. Electronic boosted up here, will get cleared. Still, Flamus keeps a bit of intrigue on the round. Gun dropped over on short, low HP for Jimmy. Does Flamus want to risk giving this one a look in? The AWP is on this line. Armed with an AK, and that might prove to be too tempting for Flamus. It's the right play, but it also feels like a crying shame. Guys, 16-6, having a great day. But that AWP was holding the short side, and so saving the AK at least a chance to accomplish something in this next round for VP.
Brolin, great pathing, because it's so important when you go out on a round like that to take space. You can't just like AD in the apartments as the first guy in. You have to clear stuff. And so, yeah, he dies to bench, but he sweeps up the short player, giving it a little bit more room to exertion as well. And then he's traded, he gets info. That's the important setup for Brolin. Knows the M4's bench, the team just finish off that B stack. So Mouse trying to come back in this game. Do not count them out. Especially not on a T side with this team. They have a lot of entry power, a lot of closes as well. While it's only Flamus with AK here. Mouse look to just waltz into that B bomb site. Empty right now. Frolan making mid look like it's stacked. It's just him. He's got a lot of eyes in position. Finds Fame as well. And I don't think VP are ready for a player this deep.
He's all right
He's
now.
going to go through the murder hole. Okay, well now he probably won't. He's blocked the door. And he's
我
found
做
the
完
gate.
就完。ไปละบอกแล้ว
It happened, Harry.
It did happen.
30 win streak. It's a nice round number, please.
Broken.
It's a nice round number. Do we count BO1s?
Yeah.
Should we say, nah, it's fine. It doesn't count.
No,
BO1s.
sadly you have to count it. That's how the win streak dies.
No.
In the BO1s at the major.
I'm going to keep saying Vitality 30 matched, 30 BO3, BO5 win streak. Look at them go. Woohoo!
Just insane.
Unreal.
Like, it shows you how cutthroat the major can be as well, how much form matters.
I mean, playing those previous stages versus coming in cold, I feel like Vitality did everything right. Coming in, taking a break, still getting a boot camp in. Mal's dealing with that ring rust as well, but I feel like they've got a shot in this game, dare I say, to come back on the T side. Get out middle. 4-man ace-10. Electronic, that's a read right there, because he's playing a solo B-Apps. You know he's trying to put his team in the right place to win this important gun round, while Mal's pop up their chest in middle.
I like short.
Mouse going back to B, avoiding the stack. Still Rollers and Jimmy lurking. They're going to have to play pretty soon if this is going to work out.
Yeah.
Like a paranoid, good block for Electronic, 45 seconds. Now they're really going to fall for this fade from Mouse. Roller tries to make this work. Falling in the default site. Electronic moving away, might get backstabbed as Mouse walk through the B smoke.
Brendan dead on this lurk. Electronic going to keep them boxed in over towards the apartments. VP, they piece this one together. Now they're just going to stop exertion on this reign of terror, but that's easier said than done. 2 kills deep, and he still keeps getting aggressive. Hungry for even more. Exertion winning the round single-handedly. Flash and Torshi did help tee him up for that double. And now Exertion, one shy of the ace. Torshi won't let it be in vain. Mouse keep this comeback. Hot on the heels of Virtus Pro.
Unbelievable 2v5 there. Insane round for Mouse.
Oh, yeah.
And Zershan
Okay.
just killing everyone. Unstoppable. The flash is perfect. Final bullet kill onto Icy. And Torchi doesn't let him down after such an incredible round. VP. Oh, they lose the gun as well. It's going to get worse. Flint is stuck in under with no one to boost. Disaster.
I mean, this would be a very reassuring recovery for this Mouse squad. They were getting dealt with pretty handedly here. On Mirage, 4-round streak tight under their belt. And about to make it a 1-round game if they can stick the landing on this 5v4. Oh, that's so awkward for Icy. They're going to catch the first player dropping in. But good util allows Exertion a free path onto that trade.
That's crazy. Okay, his team are there. They looked a
Trade work's been fantastic though in these rounds for Mouse.
lagging behind. They get there in time.
Every kill instantly punished.
This is, very reassuring for Mouse that they can come in as cold as they did, lose so many key rounds,
Right,
not
yeah.
out of the game, recover well in the second half. And this is against a VP who have converted upon both pistols in this map. Despite that, Mouse 5-round streak once they got their guns. Very impressive game. Now just trade behind VP by a matter of 1. now, a drought of rounds on the CT side despite numerous opportunities.
Yeah, it's now 5 in a row for this Mao's squad. Another opening out of Exertion. Is this guy's reactivation? You can feel how much it's done to 2 Maos. Nearly 20 kills deep. Exertion with a number of important, swing kills in these rounds for Maos. And now the rest of the team are getting fired up around him. Net is closing around Virtus.pro. This lead that once felt so safe, getting squandered. It's about to be a tie game. 10-all, VP forced to save.
Yeah, recording.
Just so clean now as well. The rounds at the start were a lot slower for Maus, doing some fakery, doing some contact plays. Now they're just being decisive. Con splitting, mid control, Xerxen getting the 5v4 while VP trying to get cheeky through a smoke. Rounds over in seconds. Now starting to get more comfortable, which is a bad sign for VP, who have hit a brick wall. And they are not smashing through it either. Even a kill here would go a long way for Maus. One more frag would limit VP's economy. How about 2? How about all 3? Maus do not allow the save. Denied at the door. VP lose everything. Unreal. VP sink into their seats after such a successful start to this BO1. So it's 10-4. So sniper kill from Flit. 3 MP9s.
I mean, just in the periphery of these Maus players, they would have seen Vitality, the top dogs, losing out to Legacy in their opening. And so Maus don't want to make the same mistake. They've recovered this matchup well. They're looking to leave no doubt about their start to stage 3. A man down in this round. Let's see if they're able to pick it back up, because they also lose Pro. And oftentimes it's his lurks that have helped misdirect Virtus.pro.
They waste time for the bomb.
Having to go back and get it. And some time for VP to reposition here. Maus will get out in towards the A site. There is this backstab on the club that's coming in very, very late in the round. Flit embarking on it. Going in through the Palace. Nice front for Jimmy. First kill locked in. Gonna go back. He spotted the flank as well. Flit now known about. Gonna get flushed out. That's what VP were waiting for. That was meant to be there. Hail Mary that puts a stop to this round and locks it in for Virtus.pro. Instead, 3 on 5 from Maus has to come through. Torshi with a swing and a miss, but both players low. Tech9 pull, no get in play, and it's an easy round lineup ahead of Torshi. 2 bullets put a stop to it as he clutches up. Lead now taken for Maus.
Yeah, Torshi not feeling the pressure in that clutch at all. Knows there's no kit, reads it well, pulls back ramp side, and the kills just come to him. 1 bullet each. What a check for Jimmy as well. It can't be overstated how high impact that flank clear was. Without it, Maus definitely lose the round. Flit would have multiple backs turned with his whole team coming out CT. And Jimmy catches a whiff of him, maneuvers the pillar very nicely, and Maus are able to clutch out that round. So my god, this streak just continues to storm forward. 7 rounds straight for Maus in a game that felt done. And this is Maus' major now. At least Maus' stage. Vitality losing their opening game. The chance of 3-0 just got all the more sweeter. VP, everything can be forgiven, but it has to start now.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it lit a fire beneath you because of the top end, but even the bottom end of that Vitality loss, the fact that now waiting in an 0-1 game, ready to send you 0-2 is Team Vitality.
Well, hey, I'll say this. We said that about the Falcons when they lost their opening game. It didn't really go too wrong for their second opponent.
I see on the jump up, Scopin should be heard, and he misses that golden opportunity, and extending this advantage even further. That would have put VP in such a strong position. Instead, they'll have to get by with the 5v4. Flit's actually crept out of the window. Instead, just holding onto the extremities, but this leaves the jungle wrap open for Spinks. Flit even looking like he's going to fully reposition here. And so that has opened up this window of opportunity for Spinks on the boost. Flit leaving it down to timings to check the backline. She's been snuffed out though, trying to come in through the catwalk. Icy Zorg gonna hold on to this B site, and Sphinx's backstab won't find a thing.
I mean, it'd be very VP to give us all the rounds here, wouldn't it? We can't count them out now. To suddenly wake up after it felt like they were already dead and Jimmy wants to fight, but no one's giving it. Bomb plant to put him in post plant. Oh, has to get off with 6 seconds, and so they will punish. Virtus Pro 5 alive, where did that come from? I don't even know. Icy makes up for his miss. Two kills from him. And VP answer, even if for just 1 round.
Maybe I'm a pseudo.
These are the hardest rounds for the game leader. Like Roland, somewhat fresher to the role. Asked to come up with the answer in the most important round. And Xerxes Jiggle, he's been a beast on the entries on this T side. He's put down first.
He's been so important in finding these openings, creating space for the Mouse team. They've got to do it without him.
Cat split. How do you win this?
Icy honed in on the abs drop. Brolin tries to keep the torchlight on, and this back door open. But Bomb is committed, dropped out into the B side. Torchy left fighting, all on his lonesome. Brolin trying to rejoin it, but it's just an attack from the orb. And Brolin will never arrive. Lost in the sea of VP.
Yeah, I mean, you lose your cat split there. It's an absolute disaster for Mouse. You need Exertion to come up and shoot players in the back with how open VP are. Look how panicked they were, even with a 2-man B hold, both on the bot side, both back up behind the site. They know they're pretty constricted, and Mouse just have no one to help them out. Sphinx on an island looking for the short player. Electronic even playing an egregiously aggressive angle, crouched in the open to finish off those last 2 kills. And he's had some solid B holds on this CT side, as VP break not only the 7-round streak, but take map point first. Mouse asked to come back again, this time into overtime. They've loved his B-bomb side Mouse, they've been all over it. And to be fair, it's been weakened in more than 1 times, but in these last 2 rounds, not when it mattered. Fame tucked in bench, and Electronic playing risky behind the smoke. Timing's everything, they just run through. What a ballsy call.
Forced that first fight, but Fame tucked in the back of the bench. Make it tricky for him, and buying time for the rest of his team. The rest of VP now arrived. The cavalry is here, and they're ready to run through Mouse. Only Exertion put in the dirt. VP recover, stumbling back to their feet. They take knock after knock in that second half, but they refuse to go down.
That's the most frustrating way to lose for Mouse. They got blown out of this game. They could just say, hey, we didn't show up, we came in cold, but they got baited back. 7 rounds in a row on the T side. Some incredible rounds from Exertion as well, and Torchy, and it all comes crumbling down in the final 2. Was it worth it for Mouse? It can't feel like it. VP keep up their flawless run at the major.
Yeah, strong stuff from top to bottom as well. It's great to see Flash flexing a little bit more in this game. Electronic getting tested down the stretch, but able to rely on his teammates to bail him out in those pivotal swing rounds. Electronic's talked about his evolution as a captain, and we continue to see this guy evolve, looking better and better at VP as they take Mouse down to open up stage 3.
G2 哦，小军打赢了，这个西边的飞，G2的第一了，哦，这刚打赢了，要出去的，对吧？
Not getting caught off guard by, but we have the shots as you've got Dom, so Mark is going to hit those, and he has, and now it's just a case of converting the spirits. I think for Pain, obviously, trying not to lose too much here. I think at this point, you're not going to be able to defend either side, so you have to be very cautious how you approach this. And they're not going to go for this other in CT, which is interesting, because if there's a split onto B, they might be able to turn this into a winnable round.
Yeah, it's looking very, very likely. Chopper is going down here with the bomb, so that's a bit interesting, but Smoke going to be going up, and Boost on top here. Donk is already looking for that, but does turn around in just at the wrong time. NQC drops him in 35 seconds. Snow still inside the bomb site. Damn it, Thayas! That's just the MP9, but he does get 2 kills, and the bomb's on the ground here. They're going to pick it up and try to make a run for it. They no longer want to attack the B site. They realize this is too risky. A double boost, they know there's 2 people. They can guess that Snow would have been last anchor. They know that for a fact, so it's not hot math. Question is, can NQC get one more as they try to make it onto the site? He misses the first headshot, gets the dink on the Zontix, but it's not enough for the kill, and the bomb will be planted.
Still doable here for Snow, of course, 14 health on Zontix post-dig. Zontix makes his way up the ramp, but they should have a pretty good read of his position. It's only going to be Cat already through CT. Those are the fastest timings here. Snow wrapping around the corner, looking for the 1v1. That's how you do this. First 1v1, that's the weak player, but Shiro will lock it down for Spirit. 2-2 is the score, but you've got to give credit to Pain there. That round looked absolutely hopeless, and they made it quite scary for Spirit.
Yeah, by taking a huge risk, by doing this boost in CT's form, they obviously surrendered the rest of the A side completely. I'll agree with you though, the push in the middle is a nice idea for Pain. The fact that he ran into Donk is, well, that'll happen every once in a while, but still, I like the energy to try and do this.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you kind of want to show it to T side so that they respect it. It slows their timing down a little bit so they can effectively clear for that if it happens in the future. And I think that also allows you as a have a bit more breathing room for Cat openings as well, because they're going to be a little slower, and you need to show that, hey, we can have different aggressive looks that you have to respect. And again, it's a lower dark push coming in from Pain on the pistols.
I mean, yeah, I like it. Like I said, Zontix typically is lurking when they're doing these defaults up here, and you know, he understands, I think, this position really well. You can see even just on vibes alone, like, no, I'm not gonna be doing this. So probably also the fact that there's no presence long, so the rest of his team is saying that there's not a single flash or anything long. That's gonna make him feel like the chances that he's getting pushed are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they're at the site.
And I think, like you say, you know, I think Pain can absolutely expect that this map was going to come up in the veto, and they're going to know that in certain types of rounds, okay, these are rounds where Zontix will be in this spot, so they can group up and try to kill him. But like you say, Zontix also has a very, very good sense as to how to deal with this, and that's when we get into this other territory, this other discussion, where because Spirit Get to Play does do so much against teams, they are aware of how teams will study them and how teams might try to exploit them, so they get that extra level of understanding how to counter the counters.
So in the veto, right, it was actually Pain banning out Mirage as the second to last map, and then we end up in Dust 2. I know Pain's Mirage isn't necessarily that great, but there's almost a part of me that wishes that they would have done it just to try and stop this from happening. But yeah, like I said, it is really hard to veto against Spirit in general. It's a nice triple here for Donk. Why not? Looking to see if he can push forward, even though he's low on health, he just doesn't care. Wants to take those kills, but yeah, Spirit bouncing back really early on. But just if we're contrasting this with the Vitality game, something that Vitality didn't really manage to do, right? So this is already Spirit saying, no, we're not going to get crushed here. We are, we're solid at the beginning.
And very quick note, the next level things that Spirit do, as in a veto, is that Hammerman Inferno. So they can avoid any combat. But
I respect it.
Quick pick attempt with the AWP. Shiro looking for the shots, and beautiful timing off the flash, pull the trigger, and you get the kill.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. TGT getting pushed a little bit here. Smoke does go up in the middle once again, so can't really find any easy kills in there. He doesn't have an HE to blow it open, so they're taking a bit of a risk again, gambling 3 to A and trusting that Snow could do something. Now, if this turns into a B-split, Snow is almost certainly going to be toast with a Mac 10 over there, so I do like it. I think this is another good gamble for Pain. To be honest, even if Snow gets attacked, just save the other rifles. That's really all there is to it. So, again, think of how long Catwalk control has been in the hands of Spirit and how little Pain know. Like, if you put yourself in their mind, they have no idea what's happening almost anywhere on the map. And this is what Spirit force upon you. It's why they're hard to play. Here we go. This looks like a Catwalk execute, and it's not.
Yeah, and often the best thing to do when you get to a 5v4 as the T side is to hit the A side, because players are more easy to isolate, but it doesn't really matter. Nice kill though, onto Don. Extra money from the Mac 10 is a welcome bonus, but of course, such a great selection on rounds here from Spirit. How they finish this off.
they weren't even rotating from the A-bomb side, and it's reasonable for them not to do that. Looked for just a second like Snow could have picked up the AK and got another kill. If he did that, then obviously in retrospect we would have said, why they're not rotating quicker, but in reality they probably know that he's going to get crushed there. So yeah, great demonstration I think of this principle that we pretty much started up talking about with Spirit. It's just once they have catwalk, unless you push somewhere else, and where would that be? You know, either upper dark or, you know, really crazy wall long, but pushing long is very hard to do on this map on the CT side. So if you don't do any of those things though, you're blind. All you are left with is rolling the dice and saying, man, I hope they come A because we got 3 people here.
Yeah, long pushes tend to be secondary to something else that your team is doing.
Yes.
Opportunistically. And I feel like we might be at that timing, especially with the AWP save on QZ, that we might see a cat opening from the CT side, and it can take 2 forms. It can either take the form of, you know, 3 players from CT take long, opt to just defend the rush timing, then fall immediately back into a cat setup. But if the teams are playing a faster default, you're going to miss the timings on cat. So
yeah,
this might be the round. I'm hoping we see it at some point because I want to see what happens when Pain actually fight for cat straight up against Spirit.
Just from watching too many Spirit rounds, what's going to happen is Spirit will do a slow default, and they will just grenade you away from there. So like you can have the boost with the orb, you know, all these different things, but this is why their default is so annoying. This is why, like I said at the start, I understand why people pick this map against, end up on this map against Spirit, because when we look at the demos, it seems doable. They're like, all right, I get it, like, it's tap wall control, and then the builders around off of that. We can deal with that. But then when you get into the server, you realize, no, like that default is so strong.
Yes, they're very good at
Bad boy,
that's why Counter is beautiful. It's the simple things just done exceptionally well.
At least for some teams it is, right? There obviously are teams where I guess it can be different.